We're here at lot 253, Highlands of Brentwood. My name is Dwayne Franklin, Blue Moon Home Inspections. We're going to start out with our utilities page here and just go on through this list of things that we found on the property. The gas is shut off by the city. It's locked at the meter out back. So we didn't get a hot water test, and we don't have a test for the pilot for the furnace. We wouldn't have turned the heater on at any rate. We would have checked it out for a good pilot light. Both of those things can be checked out by the gas man once the gas is turned off or turned on. He will come and he'll check the burner flame of the hot water heater and also the heater if it's a proper time to turn the heater on. He won't do it in the summertime. The home is equipped with gray polybutylene pipe. It's an outdated piping system that is quite common. I see it all the time. The only bad spot I see in the gray poly is at the master bathroom commode. It's shut off, it's leaking at the joint right now, so the shut-off valve and that joint will need to be replaced. And where our problems come in with gray poly is we always need to be prepared to have to pay a little bit extra. Our plumber may not be able to fix that joint right there at the joint. He may have to go down to the next splice in it, so you'll pay extra for that kind of work. It's not uncommon for those kind of things to happen. We've got quite a bit of trees out on the left side of the property. They need to get cut back away from the wall. This is going to help in some of the moisture issues you have out on that side of the house. Some of the roots are starting to go underneath the house. It causes sinkholes. There's a couple of sinkholes on the property. We've had some really heavy rains here the last couple of weeks. There's some moisture underneath the home, but there's no puddling underneath the house right now. During the times of those heavy rains, I'm quite sure that there was some pretty significant puddling underneath the house, due to the fact that more than 3 of our floor jacks under the house have sunk into the mud whenever it's muddy down there. So they need to be reset, pushed back up against the house so they're actually doing their job, they're supporting the floor. And the sinkholes, which there's one in the back right corner of the home and there's one on the left side of the home, they're both pictured in the report, should be backfilled to help prevent water from going underneath the house. It's a tough thing to 100% prevent. Anything we can do to help that, we're going to be doing ourselves a favor. But for right now, we need someone to go under there, backfill the areas where the floor jacks have sunk, put their cement pads back onto a stable ground, and then reset the jacks underneath the house. Like I said, there's a minimum of 3 jacks that this has happened to under the house. The roof is a shingle and metal roof. It's metal over the carport and over the front porch. Over the carport, there's damage to 3 panels. They've been pushed up underneath from down below up. You'll see a picture of those from up above. It's easier to tell what it looks like from up above. Also, the roof appears to be original to the home. It's in good shape. It's been coated with Alumicoat, so it's had a coating sprayed on it that helps protect it from the sun. It's all a good thing. I can see along the top of the peak where it's had a few patches done to it in the past. Again, this isn't an uncommon thing for an original roof, and this roof will require common maintenance. Going up and checking this roof after a heavy storm to make sure no tabs have been displaced. Doing this is going to really increase the lifespan of your roof. Without that, you'll see that your roof will start to decline quite readily. The patches that were put up there look like they're put up there properly. The Alumicoat that's on the roof looks like it's well within its lifespan. It doesn't look like it's been up there that long. This is the exterior page that I'm on right now. I'm going to talk a little bit about the moisture damage on the left side of the exterior wall at the bottom. The damage that you see is common. It's common to prefabs where they put the rocks and the dirt right up against the bottom edge of the wall. Pulling those rocks back so that bottom edge of your wall can breathe is going to help reduce that moisture damage. You'll also see that that's where one of the sinkholes is over there. So backfilling that sinkhole area is going to help keep water out from underneath the house. It's a level site. The grading, although some water goes underneath the house during times of heavy rain, is proper. It's not an improperly draining property. So we just have to deal with what we have here. You'll see that there's a little garden area off the carport in the back. That garden area is a spot where part of our sinkhole is. That garden area should be built up so it's not a puddling area anymore. During times of heavy rain, I'm sure that there's a little pond right there. That little pond drains right underneath the house. So taking care of that little tiny issue right there is really going to reduce the amount of water that goes underneath our house. There's a few spots under the house where they've done various repairs of different things over the years. No insulation has been removed, but vapor barrier has been damaged. So we need to tape over and reseal the areas where vapor barrier has been cut. That's going to keep any moisture from working its way up through our floors into the interior of our house from underneath the house. Alright, so we're switching over to the inside of the house now, folks. There's 2 bedrooms, 1 office in the house. The fan in the master bedroom is out of balance. It needs to be rebalanced. It's wobbling around pretty good. Everything looks good to go in bedroom 2. In the office, the outlet that is operated by the switch, the wall switch, is loose in the wall, so it needs to be resecured. There is a living room and a small dining room on the property, both of which are in good shape, with the carpet not being fully visible, but what we can see of it in the living room, the carpeting is loose, and at the very least needs to be retightened. And we're going to go into the master bathroom. There's no tub, just a walk-in shower. The hot-cold being on the right side was a test we couldn't perform today because there's no gas to the hot water heater. All tests that involve any leaking or anything that was going on were done. So just no hot side, cold side tests were done. In the master bathroom, the ceiling light is missing its dome. There's no dome, no light bulb cover over the ceiling light. The supply shutoff to the master bathroom toilet appears to be leaking. It's off right now. It was off when I got here. I turned it on so I could flush the commode, make sure there's no leaks under the house, which all that looked good. Although I believe that toilet is going to need a new wax ring. So we can pretty much say that the master bathroom toilet needs the tank rebuilt, so all the fill-up mechanisms that are in it and all the flapper in it is all brand new now. It needs a new shut-off valve, and it needs to be pulled up and a new wax ring put down. That's all that's going on in the master bathroom, is the commode. Everything else, like I said, no hot colds, but no leaks anywhere else are going on. We'll go into the hall bathroom. The shower diverter for the tub shower is leaking pretty much all the time, and it's not functioning. It's only letting water come out the shower. I got it to come out the tub for a minute, went back to the shower, so it's just not functioning at all. It's going to need a whole new tub bib put on there probably. I've had my fingers up in there. It feels like the spring that's in there is broken. Everything else working just fine in the hall bathroom. It's got a newer toilet, properly set, everything looks good. So we'll come in here to the kitchen. You have an electric oven, so there's no gas for the oven. The light for the oven isn't working. Everything else is pretty good in here. We're running the dishwasher since we got here. It's drained for its first drain, so it's working. There's a leak at the water filter underneath the kitchen cabinet. So the water filter itself is leaking at one of its joints. And that's an active leak. When you're getting drinking water out of the sink, it's dripping underneath the sink. Laundry room's right here by the back door. dryer vents to the floor down through to the crawl space. The water heater is gas. It's located out here on the exterior of the home on the right side in a closet. There's no test to it because it is a gas-fired hot water heater. The hot water heater looks newer, 2011 is what I believe the date is on it. It appears to be in good working order. I don't see any rust or rust flakes. The flue is setting proper. It's a level unit. For all purposes, it's a good working unit without having it turned on. We'll come over to our heating and cooling. It's a forced air furnace that's in the house. Split system air conditioning. We ran it in air conditioning mode. There's no gas on right now, so we don't even have a pilot in the heater. All the gas lines appear to be in good shape though. It doesn't look like there's any issues inside the firebox. Always whenever you have a gas-fired furnace, a forced air furnace, you want to service that unit once a year. Have an AC man check it to make sure there's no leaks or anything in the heat exchanger and everything's working just right for you and keeping it good and safe for you while it's running. So twice a year, once for AC, once for heat is going to be a good idea for you to do once you get settled in here. We don't know how long this unit has been empty. Like I said, we ran the AC and heat. Has an excellent temperature differential. I would suggest having the unit serviced. Make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to. Make sure our Freon is up to par. Make sure there's no contaminants in the line, which means water. And then start your twice a year maintenance on it after that. Once you know you're in line and you know everything that's going on. Your main electrical panel is at the back door in the service area where your washer dryer is. The top right breaker inside the panel is double lugged. There's 2 wires on a breaker that's rated for only 1 wire. So that needs to be taken care of. We can get 2 lug breakers for our panels. So that problem can be fixed. The panel right now is full, so you're not going to be able to add a breaker. Breakers that will allow 2 wires on it. The air filter for your heater and your air conditioner is located at the unit. The front of the unit is screwed on because the little clips that are supposed to hold it up there aren't working the way they're supposed to. They're not holding it up, so they actually screwed the front of it on. So you're going to have to take 2 screws out to change your air filter. That's the end of the report, folks. You're going to get, I'm going to send a copy of this over to Kara. She'll forward it to you folks, whoever you may be. You will see on that report a lot of information all through the report. It tells you where your water shutoffs are, your main electrical shutoffs are, stuff like that. At the end of the report, there's going to be pictures with captions under the pictures of exactly what we saw today. Once you have a chance to look this report over, I encourage you to call me with any information you may, or any questions you may have. I'm wide open for anything. There's no silly or small questions, so call me with anything you may need. Once it's all said and done, if any repairs are done to the property, you folks always get 1 free re-inspection to make sure repairs were done properly. So you can give me a call for that too. That's going to do it for us here on property.
Can we take a quick look at some of that stuff that you mentioned, like the leaky toilet and some of the stuff outside?
Sure.
Thanks.
You folks are going to have pictures of all these things too in your report, so.
Yeah.
Here's our leaking drinking water right down there. You can see it.
Perfect.
You can see right now they have it dripping in a pan.
Yeah, the pan down there.
Go ahead and push this cancel button on our dishwasher so it'll drain through for us. Okay, so what was the next thing we wanted to look at?
The
Commode.
commode. And this is where
You can see our-
that little
Yeah. Tile needs to, or carpet needs to be restretched. This is our outlet over here that's loose in the wall.
Yeah, right by that box there.
It's the switch operated. This is our tub bib with the shower diverter. We can see that it leaks. It's been leaking for quite a while it's in operation, but it has finally failed completely and doesn't work properly at all anymore. Ceiling fan. Missing light cover. Just going to try and stay out of the way on this one. There's not much room over there. You can see where our toilet issues are. If we were to pull the back of the tank off, you would see that it needs to be rebuilt also.
You can see a little bit of water
You can
stain.
see a little bit of water there. We can also see where the water is starting to come out from underneath the commode on the other side. Going to be kind of tough for you folks to see with the camera there. You might be able to see it a little. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough. A little.
Yeah, but the valve is back behind the toilet that needs to be replaced. You see her?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, we won't go under the house, but I'd like to just show them the little sinkholes you were talking
Yeah.
about.
Yep, no problem.
So there's that, is this that little bump you're talking about up there?
Right here.
Right here.
See where it's separated right here? It's got quite a bit of damage here. From
Yeah.
up above, you can really get a
A good
better
look at
it.
Yeah, a good look at it. Excellent.
This is the little garden area I was telling you about. If you come on over here and look backwards, you can see where one of our sinkholes is right here. So this is the area where I'm sure collects water pretty good during times of rain. And it's just found its way to work underneath there. You'll see a picture of this too, I didn't mention it yet. The frames are here, screens have had it. So they all need to be re-stretched. Here's one area where we're getting water in right here. This area here, folks, looks like we may have had a little critter of some kind start this one out. But now it's turned into a spot where water comes in. We can see that at one time they had much more of an issue along here and they put a gutter up. This is really good to see, this gutter here, folks. Keeps a lot of water away from the side of the house. Up here is probably our best picture of the moisture damage. And if you kind of fan your way down that way, you'll see what it shouldn't look like and what it should look like. See how the rocks are piled up above the edge? Mm-hmm. Down here, they're pulled back away from the edge. That's what we want to see, pulled back. We don't want to see the...
See them covering it completely, yeah.
And that's about our trip around, folks.
Okay.
Like I said, if there's anything because there may be some little thing we missed in our little deal here that's going to be in your report, that's in my notes. If there's anything we didn't go over today that you see in the report you want to talk to, like I said, feel free. I would encourage you to call me up. Kara always has my contact information. You folks are going to have it on the first page of your report. Thank you. You have a nice day.
Take care. Thanks.